Greetings, SOSW viewers. I'm your resident Jedi Knight Luke here, and accompanying me today is
General CJG here, and doing some news info digging for Star Wars Celebration.
And
this is the Spider-Fan Maniac.
Okay, so as some of you guys may know, a matter of days ago, Star Wars Celebration happened at Anaheim this year, and we had quite the number of reveals, but we're just going to be going over the major ones regarding mostly TV shows, but we've got one game mixed in there as well. Please make sure, guys, before watching this video that you've seen all the trailers for what we're discussing today, because if you haven't, you may or may not be spoiled about the odd thing here or there, so bear that in mind. Anyway, with that warning out of the way, let's get into the topics. First on the chopping block, Bad Batch Season 2. Who wants to go first?
So, it seems it is a continuation, obviously. And something I've been noticing is this is going to be a topic that's going to be mentioned in other sources, but there seems to be Disney's obsession of making television series that are between episode 3 and episode 4. There's the Bad Batch coming, there's freaking Cassian Andor, there's Obi-Wan, and then there are Survivor.
I wouldn't say it's an obsession on doing TV shows in episodes 3 and 4, more like doing Disney Star Wars media in general between episodes 3 and 4, because they've been doing that a lot, especially in the comics.
Yeah, you're already late for that. We already got that in 2005 to 2008. Get up with the times.
As someone who was actually very impressed with Bad Batch Season 1 the entire time, I actually have quite high hopes going into this. And in terms of the obsession with Dark Times media being made, yeah, I don't get why the new canon is obsessed with that period so much.
Mm-hmm. They're so obsessed with it that they might as well just dry it to the ground to no friggin' end.
My main hopes for Bad Batch Season 2 are that quality-wise it's at least equal to Season 1, because I actually thought that the Bad Batch, even with the filler episodes, was actually consistently good throughout, unlike TCW and Rebels, where you could definitely distinguish the killer from the filler. And obviously, let's hope it exceeds the first season in terms of quality as well. I expect that we'll be seeing some more returning characters from TCW. In fact, that's already been confirmed in the trailer because of one of the Padawans from Clone Wars Season 5 being featured in there. And I hope that we'll see more of Crosshair and his potential personal dilemma between fighting his brothers and supporting the Empire. And maybe he'll even redeem himself later on, who knows.
Question, were there Republic Commandos in the first Bad Batch season?
Yes.
They're now Imperial Commandos.
Yeah, I was going to mention that there's several in the trailer for the second season.
Yeah, my thing is, like, the way they did use the clone commandos in the Bad Batch, I didn't really like it because they were like so easily defeated by the Bad Batch. I mean, like, seriously, these guys are highly trained, genetically different super soldiers, and yet you treated them like crap to make the Bad Batch look more cooler, I guess.
I think the reason is because Bad Batch is supposed to be this continuity's version of the ARC Troopers. You know, the ones that are supposed to be almost the equals of Republic Commandos in the EU.
And I really want to see a clone that willingly joined the Empire. Not any of these inhibitor chips controlled my mind. Like, I want to see why certain clones thought being part of the Empire would be actually better than the Republic. So they're willingly helping the Empire do what they're doing. Instead of the brain chip made me do that, blah, blah, blah stuff.
We kind of get that with Crosshair, because even after it's revealed his inhibitor chip was burned out, he still consciously sided with the Empire.
Anything else to mention on Bad Batch?
I just hope it's as good as the first season was and then some. Next topic on the chopping block, And I imagine that this is going to be quite the giggle fest, particularly for General and Doan. Tales of the Jedi.
Tales of the Jedi. Yes, I mean, the title alone is problematic because Tales of the Jedi was known for the stories of Uli Kildroma and his friends during the Old Republic. Now, what we're seeing is Ahsoka's story between episode 3 and 4, I guess. What is
It's
that?
Ahsoka and Dooku, exploring the origins of both of those characters. Yeah, so the title seems like it's... Some people will say, oh, it's just the same title. There's no way that they straight up took it from Tales of the Jedi.
To those who doubt it was taken from Tales of the Jedi, just look at the logos.
They're
It
one to
is
one.
the freaking same.
They're the same, the exact same. The only thing they did was just make the square Tales of the Jedi logo curved, and that's it. It's even the same font.
Yeah, the influence, and I use that term with very heavy emphasis and in quotations. I mean, come on, guys, you cannot deny this. You're seeing it with your own eyes on the screen right now. The similarity between these two logos is similar enough to where it's painful. And of course, the fact that they're using the same title doesn't help matters either.
I mean, this isn't the first time. Force Awakens is basically a title that was originally in a YouTube video sometime before Disney buying Star Wars, I guess. And then they literally... What?
But that's a YouTube video. If you want a more clear example of them doing this before, look no further than the second installment of the sequel trilogy, The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you had an expanded universe book pre-Disney era that was literally called The Last Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know what's more horrendous about that? That novel, The Last Jedi, was released after Disney bought Star Wars. So someone in the higher-ups knew that they already released a product called Last Jedi and decided to use that again.
Granted, this isn't quite the same case because we're looking at media with the exact same titles rather than similar titles, but I'm going to bring one into the fold anyway. In terms of Star Wars media using similar titles, unfortunately that started creeping in during the 2000s with Clone Wars, specifically Star Wars Clone Wars, the 2003 micro-series, and Star Wars The Clone Wars, or as we call it, TCW.
There's even more weird coincidence. So if you actually read the Clone Wars books released back in the day, let's give Jedi Trial example. You see Jedi Trial and it says a Clone Wars novel. Now what does Disney do with their spit-out movies? A Star Wars story. Reminds you of something, doesn't it?
There is that, but actually, you want to get into a more clearer case of using the same title. You already mentioned, look, Clone Wars 2003, The Clone Wars. You forgot the Clone Wars 2002 video game.
And then there's also a book called Secrets of the Jedi, and there's like a in-universe book also called Secrets of the Jedi in Disney Star Wars.
I guess you could say that.
So, Star Wars media using confusing titles, unfortunately, isn't a new thing, and in a way, considering how close the Tales of the Jedi logos are, as in the EU comic series logo and this show's logo are to one another, this could be considered false advertising in a way. I mean, what if someone just hears about this Tales of the Jedi series thinking it's an adaptation of the Expanded Universe comics, and then they actually look it up, they see the logo, and therefore that perception would be justified, only to find out it's a prequel trilogy plus TCW prequel. I don't know, do you guys see where I'm going with that?
Yeah. You're definitely not gonna see Uli Keldroma or XR Kun in this.
Yeah, ain't happening. So we'll see what this Tales of the Jedi does. At least hear what it's going to do. It's the origins of Ahsoka and Dooku, so we'll take a look at it. We'll have to see how it is.
What I'm also wondering is whether they're gonna still respect the continuity of Dooku Jedi Lost, because the current trend of Disney Star Wars seems to ignore what is written in the books, and the showrunners are doing whatever the hell they want. That seems to be an ongoing pattern.
Oh, at this point, I believe that Disney is just doing whatever the hell it wants. It doesn't even matter if there's a canon hierarchy or not, which supposedly there is. But after seeing the Kenobi show, no, I don't believe it at this point. I believe they just do whatever the fuck they want.
Anything further to say about Tales of the Jedi, guys?
I do want to see Cypher Diaz if this Dooku story comes out, so there's that.
I think we should move on to the next one.
Okay, next on the chopping block, which is the only video game in these reveals, unfortunately. But I think we'll be in for something good with this. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. So before discussing anything about what Jedi Survivor is bringing to the table, I think we should just very quickly summarize our opinions on Fallen Order. So who wants to go first?
Okay, so this is gonna sound controversial, but I don't think the game was really that good. I felt the combat felt so heavy and clunky, and the story was fine, I guess, but the reason why people seem to praise like this the greatest thing coming out is because at the time we got abominations such as The Lost Jedi and another upcoming abomination such as Rise of Skywalker, so people seem to overlook bad stuff in the Jedi Fallen Order game because, the movies were so bad, so I think people's standards were extremely low.
Actually, the standards were not set like that because of the movies. It's rather the games that we got at the time. What were the only Star Wars games we got since the Disney acquisition?
Star Wars
Fronts and mobile games.
That's why most people, when Jedi Fallen Order came out, they were massively praising it because finally we got a good Star Wars game since many years?
The last single-player Star Wars experience we had before Fallen Order came out was Force Unleashed 2, and that was back in 2010. So you're looking at almost a decade without a new single-player Star Wars game. If anyone hasn't played it, familiarize yourself with the story, or even better yet, play the game for yourself, and, well, either mute this video or just stop watching it right now. Just to quickly summarize the story of Fallen Order, you played as a surviving Jedi Padawan by the name of Cal Kestis. He met Grease, Sia Junda, and BD-1, and they become a little ragtag group searching for a holocron with a list of Force-sensitive children on it. At the end of that game, the holocron is destroyed because Cal believes that the journeys of those children should be trusted to the Force itself. And he asks his crew, so where to now? Who wants to go over what it looks like Jedi Survivor has in store for us?
I mean, there's like a scene where Cal is looking at a Baghdad tube or something, and there's someone inside, is that supposed to be some kind of a clone? Of Cal Kestis?
I don't think it's that. I just think it's somebody that I don't really know who it is.
Bear in mind, the game is called Jedi Survivor, so it wouldn't surprise me if the person we see in that Bacta tank is who the game's title is referring to.
Guess we'll have to wait and see.
Someone who was very prominently featured in the trailer for Jedi Survivor was a Pauan Imperial Senator. And yes, he is a Pauan Imperial Senator because StarWars.com says so.
Oh.
And we get a shot of him looking at Cal's lightsaber because somehow he has it in his possession, and he says, "What is your next move, Jedi?" Considering that, spoiler, right at the end of Fallen Order, Cal ended up getting the attention of Darth Vader, his significance within the Imperial ranks has probably gone up a few notches, hence why you've got this senator involved.
Who's the red saber-wielding hooded person that Cal is fighting in the trailer? Do you guys have an idea who it is?
One of the Inquisitor, I guess.
It could be, but that Darksider wasn't using the trademark Inquisitor lightsaber.
Yeah, it was using a different one. For a millisecond, I thought it was some sort of a Revan knockoff, because it kind of looked like it, but I didn't see any mask or anything, so no, it isn't.
I'm pretty sure it's not Darth Vader.
No, it's not. He moves
No.
way faster.
So, anything more to say regarding Jedi Survivor?
Not in my end.
We'll have to see more gameplay and stuff to actually talk about it.
Yeah, probably in E3 or any type of conferences that arrive in June. The EA one.
The game is not to be expected until next year, so at least we've got some time to prepare for it. But I have heard that apparently, like the KOTOR remake, Jedi Survivor is going to be exclusive to the PS5, Series X, and PC.
Shall we move on to what's next?
Yeah. Now, this next topic is a bit of a meh one for us. ANDR.
Oh, okay. I already regret saying next because, yeah, I don't really give any rat's ass about this one.
Yeah, probably the 3 Cassian Andor fanboys, after watching Rogue One, wanted to have this show.
Seriously, I really think Cassian Andor should have just been relegated to just that movie and maybe a few books and comics, and that's it.
Actually, if you read Cassian Andor's backstory in the encyclopedia, which is way more interesting than what is actually shown. Cassian Andor, when he was a child, was a separatist and used to fight against the Republic walkers by throwing rocks, and he was part of the young militia, was fighting against the Republic. You know what? That story sounds way more interesting than whatever they're trying to do now.
You know, I have to agree with Owen on that, don't you think, Luke?
Yeah, I guess, but the thing is, and I know for a fact that this is going to attract a lot of heat, or it could, and I think you both know where I'm going with this. Rogue One is my least favorite Star Wars movie, so anything that even remotely ties in with it, I couldn't give less of a crap about. In fact, because this is Rogue One related, since this is centered on Cassian, it just makes me rather inclined to ignore it.
Yeah, honestly, this is one that State of Star Wars probably won't really mind covering, honestly, because none of us really care about it. So, yeah. Anything else to say on this one? Because I honestly think they're... Wait, I don't even want to cover the trailer.
Wait, there's
No.
Mon Mothma.
Well, okay,
That's
well,
something.
yeah, the Mon Mothma that literally has different hairstyle and dress that I did not recognize her whatsoever. So, there's that, but yeah, that's it. Everything else, I don't really care. Shall we move on to something a bit more interesting?
Yeah, I think we should. Next up, we have Young Jedi Adventures. I actually have no idea what this is about, so I'll let General take the lead with this one.
This is basically a Disney Junior show that's basically set during the High Republic era, releasing in spring 2023. And that it's aimed at younger viewers, and it will delve into new details about the larger universe as it existed during the High Republic era when the Jedi were still at the height of their power. Okay. Sure.
I just hope they don't make something as horrendous as Forces of Destiny.
You know, considering the High Republic era is the only thing we have the Old Republic, you'd think that would be, I don't know, a bit more bloodier, a bit more gritty, a bit more grounded, you know, more for adults than for kids. But they're doing a TV show for kids.
High Republic's not a Old Republic, it's a different era.
I said it's the closest that we got because we don't have anything Old Republic era related in Disney Star Wars.
True, but then again, this isn't the first time that you would take a serious period of Star Wars history and regress the stakes for the sake of making it family-friendly. I mean, compare TCW to the Clone Wars multimedia project that it replaced. Would you say the latter was anywhere near as dark or grim?
The Clone Wars multimedia project definitely had a lot of mature stuff to deal with. TCW, there were some things, but it never got to the same levels as the multimedia project.
Compared to the Clone Wars multimedia project, TCW is child's play in terms of the grimness that it depicts. And we're kind of seeing the same thing here, I guess, taking a period of Star Wars history, and this will make TCW look M-rated by comparison, probably.
More like teen rated.
I
So
mean, the fact that this is coming in Disney Junior is already making me question the quality of the show, because modern day entertainment uses the excuse of it is made for children to justify their lack of effort or creativity in the shows.
what do you think of that, Luke?
If you compare shows that you get on Disney Junior to Cartoon Network, for instance, I think it's pretty obvious between those two channels which one had more memorable and more mature shows.
Cartoon Network. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
You know-
apparently the Star Wars Twitter says that the young Jedi adventurers will follow younglings as they study the ways of the Force and become Jedi. Compassion, self-discipline, teamwork, patience, and friendship.
So they're having it center on younglings, and they're putting it on the most kid-friendly channel that currently exists, to my knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see that as a sum which would equal a Star Wars show for the ages.
No.
I mean, part of the appeal for Star Wars in the first place is that it's multi-generational. You've got people of all ages and of all walks of life who love this universe. So, do you really think anyone would be that impressed by seeing a really, really dumbed down, family-friendly show that's Star Wars related on Disney Junior?
I mean, there are shows like Batman the Animated and the regular show. Anyone knows that?
I know regular show.
So that are made by children, but it's pretty good enough and has mature themes for even adults to enjoy. So let's hope that they don't disrespect our intelligence while making this,
Well, yeah,
and
in
they
fact,
don't disrespect the intelligence of kids by making stupid stories.
Going back to what I said about Star Wars being a multi-generational phenomenon, this show seems to be going so far down the family-friendly road, I actually can't see really, really young kids enjoying this. General, what do you think? Do you think young kids are going to buy into this?
Maybe the ones that like programs that don't really do anything other than just put images for entertainment. Because I have seen a few kids be entertained by lackluster kids shows that were not nearly as good as the ones they used to be. You know, the likes of Blue's Clues, Bob the Builder, or even Dora the Explorer. Even those were much better compared to what we got now. So maybe some of them will like it, but the kids that are a bit more on the intelligent side and can even learn to speak and write and stuff, yeah, those probably will get bored. Also, having this show in the same freaking channel as freaking Mickey Mouse Funhouse and freaking Spidey and his amazing friends, those chibi Spider-Man stuff.
God.
Like, that's not really inspiring me any confidence whatsoever in these young Jedi adventures.
I mean, being in the regular Disney Channel is already gonna dumb down your show to be kid friendly, but no, it's not just Disney, it's Disney Junior.
Which is even worse.
Like, how much should I lower my expectations then?
You know, this wouldn't be so bad if at least it was, you know, non-canon for entertainment. But apparently this, so far from what I've seen, it seems like it's going to be canon for the High Republic era. So
What? Oh, God.
And we're not just saying this because we don't like Disney. We've seen past examples which are so atrocious, like Forces of Destiny.
not to mention, this is the first big project we get for the High Republic era. And, like, this is what we get. Instead of getting a video game or a more gritty, mature take on the High Republic era, TV show or something, no, we get a fucking kid-friendly version of it. Like, yay.
I think, in regards to what you said, General, about a more grand and grim High Republic era project, wasn't Star Wars Eclipse supposed to be that thing, but now they're saying that the game is in trouble, or that it's even been cancelled?
Cancel. I haven't heard of any of that, but in trouble, yeah. Star Wars Eclipse will take a while to get here, and even then, it's made by the same guys that made Detroit Become Human. So, there's that.
So-
Literally, we've not have much in terms of the High Republic era. It's an era that's ripe for expansion, but instead Disney's focusing on the Dark Times era, as we mentioned before.
Gentlemen, is it fair to say that this show is a write-off in terms of SOSW coverage?
I think it should be a write-off because honestly, is this really worth our time? Because this shit's gonna be for near babies.
And we talked about unoriginal titles. Young Jedi reminds you of something, does it?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Jedi Knights.
Young Jedi Knights. The post-Return of the Jedi children's book series, I think it was.
Seriously, man, get an original title. What's wrong with you?
Ironically, Junior and Young Jedi Knights, even those had more mature elements that could have been enjoyed even by adults, despite them being kind of for kids. Let's move on from this baby age show. So look, next.
So our final project being discussed today is the follow-up of something which seems to have taken a lot of the fandom by storm. Season 2 of Star Wars Visions.
As someone that has seen it, with most of Season 1 being good, I say it's definitely exciting. I definitely want to see more of it. Since Visions is non-canon, you can pretty much just enjoy it for shits and giggles. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I definitely want to see more Star Wars anime, so... yeah, this is going to be something. Though apparently, according to what I'm hearing here in the article, Lucasfilm revealed that the upcoming batch of episodes will include a project from a variety of production houses outside of Japan. That's surprising because Star Wars Visions' main appeal was that it was mostly Japanese animation. So apparently, while there will be some anime installments, the second season of Visions will also include episodes produced in South Korea, France, Spain, India, the UK, Ireland, and South Africa when it debuts in the spring of next year. Visions, yeah, first season was mostly good, so we'll have to see how they do in season 2. Definitely, I hope more good episodes than bad ones. There were only like 2 bad ones in the first season. Ironically, those 2 episodes were made by the same animation studio that was pretty much the lowest point of that season. So, and from the sounds of it, I don't think they're gonna come back. And if they do come back as the only ones doing anime episodes, me and the Jaguar were gonna be like, "Oh God, damn it!" So that's gonna be something. So, but yeah, Star Wars Visions. It's going to be interesting. We do need to see a trailer, but so far, the announcement of it is pretty cool. I don't got anything else to say on this, so yeah. Anything else to cover, guys?
No, I can't think of anything.
Okay. Then, well, look, shall we go on to conclusion?
I guess so. In conclusion, guys, what does it look like we're interested in versus what we're not interested in? And I think this is a case where the answers to that question are pretty obvious.
You go first, Owen.
I mean, there are shows that look interesting, like Bad Batch and video game Jedi Survivor, but things such as Cassian Andor, I don't know what to say about that. Tales of the Jedi, okay. Young Jedi Adventures, I don't think I will want to see that. And Star Wars Visions, maybe bump forward.
General?
Pretty obvious. Andor, Young Jedi Adventures, skip. Tales of the Jedi. It's a more, I'll keep an eye on it, but I don't know if I'll actually tackle it. We'll have to wait and see. Not a fan of it ripping off a title and logo, but there is that. Jedi Survivor, that's probably the thing I'm more excited for. Yeah. So, and then Star Wars Visions. So, yeah. Bad Batch will be slightly below Visions there in terms of excitement. So, yeah, that's where I stand.
For me, Bad Batch Season 2, I'm very much looking forward to that. Tales of the Jedi, there could be some good stuff in there, but... And this is coming from someone who has yet to read the original comics they're taking this title from. I do not approve of using the Tales of the Jedi name. Jedi Survivor I'm really looking forward to, Andor, screw that. Young Jedi Adventures, get that away from me. And Vision Season 2, I haven't bothered watching Visions. It's not canon, so I don't see the appeal in it. However, people have said that it's mostly good, so I hope that for those people, Season 2 continues that streak of quality. Is that it, guys?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed. This has been our Star Wars Celebration 2022 coverage regarding the major projects all in one roundup. We hope you enjoyed, and until next time, gentlemen.
Bye bye.
May the force be with you.